This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
Pick another section of the gaming community to hate.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing.
Eddie, you can't be happy. You can't have fun.
I can't have fun?
How dare
No,
you
you know
enjoy
Fallout
something that
doesn't have a story.
I heard it was buggy as fuck.
It's buggy as fuck.
That's like my favorite thing about it, honestly.
Yeah, same here, dude.
It's so fucking hilarious.
I love being a 5-foot arm.
I know. I love logging in and just my naked head is sitting there, like floating in
I
air
remember when I
for
was
like 30 seconds.
when I played the beta for the first time, when I came across one of the Scorchers, and they were attacking me, but they were like this, and just floating around the field.
They're just T-sliding everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this, electric football?
I've had a couple of those.
Absolute favorite is the way your body morphs into this monstrosity, because that's apparently what your model looks like inside of the armor, the power armor.
Oh yeah, and it just blends into the armor.
Kind of looks like
a cake mold.
Well, that's what we were talking about one day, how you just sometimes, I mean, when it's bugging out anyway, like you'll open your armor, but the armor doesn't open, and you just sort of T-1000 like pour into the suit. It's so awesome.
Looking like the original concept for the PS3 controller.
Dude, no, honestly, the fucking, and like speaking of the T-1000, one time I logged in and I had hands like this, and it was like the T-1000. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Shit was so funny. Dude.
So you two are both playing it.
Yeah.
Me and Nick are not. And you two are pretty happy with it.
I'm fucking having a blast.
I think I really wish you two were, because it would be so fucking much fun to just go rolling around, like squat up and roll around and just wreck shit.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious.
Do you see yourself playing this through like all of the new releases in January and February?
Oh
and
yeah,
all that?
fuck yeah.
Because I thought about maybe afterwards, after all of the, going nuclear with how many releases we got in the beginning of the year. I was wondering afterwards, when it's all said and done, maybe that's when I'll buy it, because that'll give it plenty of time to.
Sorry, I can't
To
hear
stay
it.
at $35, maybe.
Well, and I was like, maybe.
That is a hell of a deal, though.
At that time, I thought maybe, because this game, there's no way this game's going to go back to $60. There's no way. I mean, and that's just me looking at the situation. I don't really know. I just, when all of these other games are coming out, I can't see this game being $60 again. But I feel like $30 is a hell of a lot less of a blow to take to get into a game that I'm not. It's not really that I don't really care, man. Like, I'll give you shit just because I love seeing your reaction, but I really don't care about how good or not good this game is, because I'm playing a bunch of fucking stellar ass games right now. And it's like, if Fallout was the only game I was super excited for the year, and it came out, bad, then I would be upset. Then I would, And the thing is like, I was reading one of those posts on that Utah Gamers page. None of these motherfuckers can come up with a good enough reason why they don't like the game. They just spew the same hateful shit all the time, and I'm like, I'm just not playing it because I don't want to play it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why do we got to tear down the people that like them? God help them. God help these poor, innocent Stockholm Syndrome bastards in this game.
Shut the fuck.
No, I think it's obviously an online multiplayer game, and they're gonna figure things out for sure.
Well, I mean, look at Elder Scrolls Online.
Took them forever to make that good too.
Mm-hmm.
You mean it's good?
I've never. Like I said in a previous cast, I put like maybe 2 hours into
it. When it came out on PC, and then I had it for a second on PlayStation 4 because I bought it at GameStop for I think $9, and I just neither time was good.
I don't know. I never really gave it much of a chance, which I guess you could blame on me.
I tried to, like, when I had my old apartment, like, me and, like, Fishy and everybody, like, we all had it, and we were just, like...
Fishy was way into that game.
We were running through it, and for a minute, it was, like, really fun, and then after a while, I'm just like, oh, so you want me to pay for these crowns? No. Fuck out of here.
That's just that's my main reason on why I'm not playing it, is because I have a ton of games that I want to be playing instead of that game. I'm sure it's got its merits, and I'm sure that people are finding different ways to have fun with it, for sure. I mean, you can make any game fun at that, once you look at it like that, but yeah, if you're gonna hate on something, find a good enough reason
Except
to
for
hate
you,
on it.
aliens, colonial marines.
See, I mean, I don't know. Like, for me, I just think it's ridiculous to spend all your time talking about something you hate instead of focusing on something you enjoy. Like,
well, it's kind of
why
meme,
not, you
meme
know?
culture, isn't it? It's
I mean,
like
yeah.
to make fun of the thing while it's down.
Yeah. But,
Like this whole grape surgery thing, like your meme level intelligence is too high for me. I can't understand this shit. Can
Yeah.
someone explain to me
I don't know
this
that
grape
one.
had a surgery thing?
That's all it is.
I
It's
think
just
it
a
was
picture.
It's just a meme.
It's just a
I think it
picture
was just
of
somebody,
a.
like, trying to look impressive because they
Because those
did
stitches are
surgery
impressive.
on a teeny tiny
Is
thing.
it,
and
is
it's
it a
like,
real thing though? Like,
I
don't
think
know.
so.
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
who knows?
I don't know. It's just like meme culture is getting to the point where it's so fucking meta that it
I
doesn't
was-
even understand itself.
Explaining it, or trying to.
What was it?
It's just that's all it is. It's just a picture of, like, I don't even know, like, what they did with it, but it's just that, and then somebody reposts it and just says they did surgery on a grape, and then that's all the comments are. Like, it's just re-saying that, and, like, that's all it is.
That's weird. Those are impressive stitches, though.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
I mean, if it's legit,
Yeah, I mean, that's just what I think about when I come down to Fallout 76. Is it's something to kick while it's down.
Mhm.
Like, and has Bethesda, like, said anything about, like, the pushback on that game? Like, have they? Because I know that they did they sent out an open letter, like, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before the game came out, and was like, hey, this is gonna kind of be a mess when it comes out. Just work with us and
yeah, I mean,
figure this shit out.
I don't
with us.
think so. I mean, they're still selling. Like right now, their units in the UK are redonkulous.
Are they?
Yeah, like I don't think it's as bad as everyone is making it out to be, because they're still
it never is.
Yeah, and it's because they're still selling units like fucking crazy.
I mean, it's just the next big thing to hate.
Yeah, but no, it is not Hate Fallout Day.
That was quite a long way to get there.
Is it just another day living in this existential dread?
Yeah,
It is.
But beside that,
Every
Yeah.
day.
no, it is podcast day, the final podcast day of the season. Welcome to season 2, episode 15, the Game Awards / a season in review. I have had a blast this season.
Yeah.
I can take it or leave it.
Fucking thing sucks.
We've done it live plenty of times. I think I really am appreciative of you guys. Like I don't think I could have picked a better cast, a better crew. Because just one person talking sometimes isn't quite the thing. And
Yeah.
Well, like I've wanted to some way somehow be a part of this ever since I came on and did the E3 with when you and Dr. Nick were doing it, and I came on as a guest and talked about E3. I was like, that was the funnest I've ever had. I want to do this more.
Yeah.
See, I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. It just reminded me of that.
I don't.
Because that's what
I
you.
don't get the reference.
That's what you said. You started out with "I somehow, some way," and then went on with everything, and it just immediately popped into my head.
Okay. Okay.
It's a Snoop Dogg song.
Oh.
Somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day.
I get it.
I don't remember that part of the song.
I'm enlightened now. I know what you're talking
Snoop
about.
Dogg.
It was a secret part of the
Dog.
track. Like if you let the song play after like 5 minutes, you just get this.
And then
had
at the
to-
end, keep it secret.
You had to rewind it just a
Right
way.
then, keep your secrets.
And that's when Nate Dogg comes out going, smoke weed every day. So let's get on with the nerd news.
So I've got a juicy, in my opinion, very juicy bit of information. Square Enix has recently filed for a trademark for Parasite Eve in Europe, which suggests that the classic RPG franchise might be making a return.
Gimme.
It sounds like, I don't know, Derek, have you ever heard of or played any of these games before?
I've heard of it.
It's like, what were you comparing it to, Eddie?
It's like Final Fantasy meets Resident Evil.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Like these games, like are on a.
Have we talked about it before?
I think
No.
so.
I don't think
No,
so.
no, I'm not on the podcast.
Oh,
I just
not
mean
on
Eddie
board,
and
no.
I.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is on like a new level of horror. Like it, these games, and they came as like your classic like PlayStation games with like 3 or 4 discs in them.
Yeah.
But essentially, the main point of the article is a new Parasite Eve game may be coming. Not like a reboot,
or
a new
that would
Parasite
be
Eve
so
game.
dope.
It came out in 1998 from Square Enix for the original PlayStation, and then let's see, a sequel to the novel of the same name written by Hideaki Sina. It spawned 2 follow-ups. So there was Parasite Eve, and there was a couple other games. It was probably the first mature-rated game for Square Enix, because you don't see a lot of that with Square Enix
No.
games. But
I mean, today you do, but not really back then, no.
yeah, they had a 2010 release for the PSP, but there hasn't been anything since like 2010.
That's right, because that game, isn't it called The Third Birthday?
Yep, yeah, that's exactly what it's called.
Yeah, that was like a shadow drop. Like, hey, it's, they like didn't talk anything about it, and then it's like, guess what? It's a sequel to Parasite Eve. And everyone's like, holy fuck, are you serious?
That's so cool.
But yeah, that's the only, like, there's nothing solid in the works about that yet, but if they have filed for a trademark for Parasite Eve, then something's got to be happening, whether it's a reboot or a re-release like they're doing with Resident Evil 2, or if it's a brand new game. But either way, like, I'm going to be following that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Hope and pray. Papa
Oh, yeah.
bless, please.
I need you, Papa Franco.
Exactly. So, the Game Awards are a very tumultuous time for us video gamers, because then we get to really fling in shit and hate and all sorts of nasty shit at each other over what game we think deserves to be on that list. Fallout 76, shockingly, is not on that list.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah, but Fortnite won the Golden Joystick Award.
We don't talk about that at all. Who are they?
You know what?
They're the game that everybody
I hope
hated
you
on.
drive into a fire.
They're the game everyone was hating on up until
Fallout
probably
76.
after Fallout.
I am not ashamed to
feel
say
like
that
people are going back to
I am hating on Fortnite, and I will continue to do so. I don't
See,
give a
like,
shit.
I've never played it. I
have
don't
played it.
care.
I've played it,
I don't
dude.
care to
I've
play
played
it,
it.
but like, I don't know. Go enjoy your Fortnite. I don't give a
It
fuck.
has its merits.
But me and JP played into it tough. Like JP and I was playing with him like every day for a month,
Yeah.
and then like it seriously, literally got old for me. Like I was just like,
Yeah. I played the holy hell out of it with my little brother, because it was a means to play with him. And,
Yeah.
because we don't really have that many games that we like together that we can play together. So I don't know. Fortnite is dumb, but I'm going to go among the lists of all of the nominations and the categories, and I want to know what you guys would choose.
Okay,
That's my thing.
let's go.
so sorry to all of the esports people out there. I'm going to skip all of those categories because I don't feel the need to read them.
Because I don't fucking care about who the fucking coach of the year is.
But yeah, exactly. Or best esports moment. It's like, I'm sorry.
I don't want to watch.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the games themselves.
No.
I was like, no, I have an interest in those. But
No.
Fuck sports.
No, it's just like the teams. They're
Oh,
like,
okay.
like esports coach of the year or team of the year or team moment of the year
Yeah,
or
of
whatever.
course. So I am going to read
I just
esports game.
I have a quick question. When
Yeah.
I've watched esports a little bit. Like I remember one time when a friend of mine was up here from Phoenix. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings and we got them to put on the League of Legends World Championship
Yeah.
Series on the fucking 800-inch TV,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone in there was like, "What the hell is this?" But if somebody wins like the esports Super Bowl, do they pour a cooler of Mountain Dew on them?
I think so.
Okay.
It would have
Ruin
to
all
be,
the electronics.
it has to be code red too.
Yeah,
I will read best esports game.
And
just
Kyle
because
has to be the one that dumps it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's got to be Monster too. So, best esports game.
Okay.
The nominations are Counter-Strike Go, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch.
Overwatch. I'd say Overwatch.
As a means of like what I enjoy and what I think is like hitting the mark, because I follow a little bit of esports. I don't really watch it because it's like it's not on like TV or anything, or you know. But
Mhm.
I would say my first choice would be Overwatch, but either hard second would be either Counter-Strike Go or League of Legends, because those
League of
games go
Legends,
fucking
too.
hard.
yeah, League of Legends people.
It's impressive. It really is.
I don't.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't think I have one because that's totally not my category.
Not your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
No, that's
exactly.
totally good. The same thing for me. If I had to pick one, I mean,
I'm a little biased because I play
of course,
Overwatch on a team.
I would probably
We've
pick.
got a lot of.
You're gonna pick Fortnite.
Noise.
I see you picking Fortnite.
Well, I don't really know. The thing about Fortnite that impresses me so much is that they constantly keep making new shit for that game every week.
Like every single day.
It's ongoing, man. Like they keep making shit for that, and they keep making it work too. Like and you know, like say what you will about the game, but I feel like that's impressive. Like they're constantly improving that game, and it's still in early
Except for
access.
they can't finally release the single player campaign for free, but they still want to charge you fucking $40 for that.
60, wasn't it?
It's like the base game is $40,
Oh Jesus.
and it's like, haven't you made enough money? Like, can't
Yeah,
you just
there's
let that
some-
go?
Because I remember, dude,
I want to try that. Like, I really do want to play that mode because it looks like it's just like a tower defense type game, you know, and I really want to play it, but I'm not gonna fucking pay $40.
I'm not
for
either.
it.
I'm not either. Like I paid $5 for like the starter pack or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But I mean,
And
isn't
they
that kind
even-
of the thing though? Is that it's free? Like it's free. You jump in and you get all of the content that they're making.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like
You don't get the save the world. That's
yeah,
the one I'm
the
talking
single
about.
player campaign.
Well, because it's not selling the game. Battle Royale is what's selling that game.
yeah,
That's
So
what
then
I'm trying to say.
make it all free.
yeah, to make it all free.
Yeah, that's
I
my
think
gripe.
I think that save the world thing is kind of going the way of the dodo. I think they're still, you know, they're still making shit for it, but I don't think.
Well, they had a message every time when I was playing the game, because I tried streaming it for a little bit when I first started streaming, just to kind of see if it would draw more people in. And
Yeah.
every time I would log in, it would say, "Oh, Free the World will be made free to play in 2018," and I'm like, it's almost 2019. And then I read an article that just said like, no, it's not. I'm
So
just
when
like,
it doesn't come in 2019, are you still going to check it out?
if it goes free, I'll check that part out because I do
Yeah,
have an
same here.
interest in playing that part
Same here.
of the game. But
I'll probably just go with Overwatch. Like I said, like my vote doesn't really count with this category. Best debut indie game. This might not be too crazy with you guys either, but I really like this game called The Messenger on it. Did you check any of these out? There's Donut County,
I haven't seen this list at all yet.
Florence,
I've heard of Florence, but I haven't.
Moss.
I've heard of Moss.
Moss is a PSVR game as well. The Messenger and Yoku's Island Express. You heard any of these games?
No, but
I have.
I'm surprised that Undertale's not on there.
Undertale was a game that came out 2 years ago. It just got ported to Switch this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
No,
makes
that
sense.
game, I hope it killed it, but I don't really know. It deserves every award in the world.
Yeah, I can't vote just because I've never really heard much from any of these games.
The Messenger's dope because it's basically just like a new age take on Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, dope.
I love that game so much. Let's see. Best student game, we're gonna skip that. Best multiplayer game. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, or Sea of Thieves.
So you please.
It deserves it.
I'm gonna go Black Ops 4 on this one.
Okay.
I played both Destiny and Monster Hunter, and although those games were really fun, it never really gave me I never had the competitive competitive drive that I did have with Black Ops 4. Monster Hunter was dope. Like Monster Hunter is a great
The game's sick.
like a great team game.
Yeah, of course.
But you're not fighting anybody. Like you're not like fighting like other players. It's not
Yeah.
PvP, it's PvE or whatever. So I don't really consider that
Of course.
multiplayer. I mean, it is multiplayer, but
Yeah.
not in the multiplayer that I guess I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
But Black Ops 4, I've had a blast. Like even
that's your shit.
even just now, like playing it on the Xbox, which I thought like Xbox was like the creme de la creme of like Black Ops community or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm smoking, motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going like 17-4, like fucking.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like
Oh, yeah.
even when our team loses, I'm at the top of the list, and I'm just like, where you at, Xbox?
Yeah.
Where you at, bro?
Dude, that's how I felt when because as you know, I play a fuck ton of Overwatch
Yeah.
because that's all I really stream.
Yeah.
And even when I'm not streaming, I'm always playing it. And by the way, Ash, amazing,
Dude, I played as Ash.
fucking phenomenal.
I did a death match with Ash and won, dude. Like,
I'm I'm waiting for her to be available in competitive because I want to play the fuck out of her. Like, she's so fun.
Yeah.
The Rule 34 for Ash has been pretty great too, as well. I should say. You not know what Rule 34 is?
No.
Rule 34 on the internet is that if it exists, there's a porn of it.
Oh, okay.
oh, dude, I'm so waiting on that. I've had a few at Diva already, and
Fucking
Diva's great porn material.
Reddit is insane with this shit.
I was gonna say, but I decided to download Paladins on my Steam account because I'm like, yeah, because the people that I am on the stream team of and on their esports team, they have a Paladins one, so I decided to check it out, and I fucking annihilated my first 2 games. I got play of the game. I went 15-2 with a Torbjorn character, and I was like, are people good in this game? How does this work?
That's how
did I break it?
Did I win?
Did I win?
What does that mean?
I'm
what
playing
does
with
that mean?
bots.
play the game. What's that?
Yeah,
High
but
score? What does that mean?
no, I'd have to choose Black Ops 4 as well, just
Okay.
because I didn't play Forsaken in Destiny. I didn't get that just yet. I did play the shit out of it when it first came out,
Yeah.
Destiny 2, and I love their PvP, but yeah, there's a lot more. I feel like there's more that you're working towards in Black Ops 4 because you can unlock your guns, you can, I'm on tier 40 of the black market. I'm just rolling through that.
Yeah, dude. I bet
Getting all of the cool cosmetic shit and just yeah, I would have to go that route.
Right on, Derek.
Really the only one of those that I've played much of is Destiny.
Okay.
Just because, Blizzard
You like that
gave
game?
it for free.
Yeah.
When, recently.
Of course.
They gave the base game for free anyway.
Uh-huh.
I did. I liked it. I haven't played a lot of it because
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
super busy with everything else. But yeah, no, I've liked it.
Okay. It's a tie for Call of Duty and Fortnite with me, just because, and I say Fortnite just because I've played it the most. But I really liked
gives me shit for Fallout.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, how the turntables have.
Hey, I'll straight up take that shit on the chin. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you
I played the fuck out of Fortnite. I don't know. I really liked the multiplayer aspect of Black Ops, though. I had a lot of fun. Blackout didn't really catch with me. I don't know what it was. Maybe I just
Blackout's a lot more like I can see what you were saying, because like when we all sat down and played Blackout,
Yeah.
like it was pretty fun, but it was still like lacking in some aspects.
Uh-huh.
But now that I've gotten to like play more Blackout, and not like once I'm playing with I'm playing with my sister and, and her buddies, and playing with them is like a blast. Like
Yeah, you get like one or two more people with you, and
It's just y'all. It's boring.
That's me. That's what me and my coworker last night did from like midnight to like 6 a.m. We just strictly played Blackout, and we ended up getting to like, I think I said like number 8.
yeah,
I think that's the highest we got.
yeah. My sister and I and her 2 friends, we played the squad, and it was just like us and another team,
Yeah.
and it was like the most intense game. And I was just like, well, I imagine this is what PUBG is like when you get to the very bare bones of it all, you're just like,
Oh, it's
you're
insane.
like, you're like white
insane.
I
knuckling
have
the-
never been more terrified than I was in PUBG when I got to the top 5. My heart was fucking pounding, because in like once you get, so 10 is like scary enough, and then once you get into 5 and the circle's like this big, like nobody's moving, everyone's just crouched in the grass, like just waiting.
for someone to
And then
make
as
a
soon
move.
as somebody makes a
dumbass
move,
to-
they just shoot him,
Yeah.
and then they just wait. Like that's all you do, and then like you see a movement, you just fucking shoot at it. And I got to 5, and I was like, oh my god.
What do you think will win? What do you think has it? Like I want to do this thing where I want to make a bet.
I'm pretty sure Fortnite's gonna win, just because.
God help us all.
It's aggravating as hell because it's like this game is not. This
Yeah.
game is it's really big in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't really like get big until 2017. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, why wasn't it on the roster last year? I don't know. I hate shit like that.
Yeah,
It's the same thing with what's the other game? Overwatch. It's like Overwatch came out 2 years ago, so it's like, why? I don't know. It's not like I have a genuine problem with it. It's just like,
well, there's not
that's
really a lot of like esports that have come out
yeah.
recently. So
And
when,
that
they,
makes
when they
sense.
do the esports category, they probably just
Take
lump
what's
in
out
all the
there.
lump in all the ones
Take
that
what
are
they
there.
can get.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think Fortnite's gonna take it just because it's been such a fucking gigantic steamrolling piece of shit. Best sports racing game. I feel like you would have a say in this because Forza 4
Yep, that's
is on there.
that
Forza
would-
Horizon 4.
I haven't played like Gran Turismo. My friend Neil is playing Gran Turismo, and he absolutely loves it. But
Yeah.
I haven't played that one. But yeah, Forza 4 would be my choice.
I've actually played some Forza, and that game is really pretty. It is really pretty, and like the handling on that game is ridiculous.
I haven't
I
downloaded. I just haven't tried it out.
love Forza Horizon 4. Like
Yeah.
all the Horizon games, honestly.
So there's FIFA 19, Forza Horizon 4, Mario Tennis Aces, which was garbage.
Didn't play it. I played like
hated it, man.
the demos
I
that
never
had like
even
the
heard of
scheduled online plays.
I don't know. Like a lot of people loved it, but I'm just like I bought it day one like for $60, and I put it in and tried it out for 2-3 hours, and I was like, I've had enough. I sold it back. NBA 2K19 and Pro Evolution Soccer 2019.
That's what's gonna take is NBA 2K19.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Forza. I really do.
Nah, NBA 2K19 has such a grasp on
Sports.
not sports, but like the casual gamer.
Yeah.
Because not to be stereotypical or anything, but all of my hood homies,
Yeah.
like
Hell
they're
yeah.
all like, bro, I got the new 2K19, bro, I got the new 2K, I got the NBA, I got like games like NBA 2K19, Madden, like
Yeah.
those games have a certain market to them. You know what I mean?
It doesn't hurt that it was a pack-in for the Xbox too for this year.
So I think like I like Forza for what I've been playing, and
Yeah.
that's my choice.
Okay.
But I honestly think 2K19 is going to take it.
I mean, I guess I would say Forza.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't played any of these just because again,
Yeah, of course.
school and all that. But like,
And like you don't have to have like a guaranteed
out of,
like
out of all of
choice
them,
out of all these.
like if I were to play any of the games in that category, it would be Forza.
Okay. Best strategy game. It's another one of those where I don't know if we have a whole lot. I did play a lot of one of these games, Valkyria Chronicles 4, and I love it. I think it's a really good game.
What else they got in there?
Banner Saga 3, BattleTech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, which I've heard is really good, and then the Valkyria Chronicles 4.
I've heard good things about Into the Breach. It's from Into the Light, isn't it? The people that did, or Faster Than Light.
Oh yeah, Faster Than Light.
Yeah,
FTL.
so that game, I haven't played it, but if it's from FTL, then
You'll check it out.
I want to check that out.
Okay.
But yeah, the only other one I've heard of is I've played past Valkyria Chronicles, but I haven't played the new one. But they had I didn't take it up on it, but they had a crazy good deal for Black Friday where it was the full game with the controller skin for like $30.
Yeah.
And I had already spent my Black Friday money. So
No, yeah, for sure. It's definitely one to check out when you're feeling a little fruity, for sure. I checked it out and I loved
I'm
it.
always feeling fruity.
when you're diverting from the norm.
I have no frame of reference. I've
course.
never played any of those games.
I feel like Into the Breach is going to win it just because it's been the most talked about in this list of games.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that like, because in the groups I'm in and stuff like that, people are always talking about like the indie games that they're playing.
Uh-huh.
Like Eddie, I'm sure you've seen. Besides the whole Fallout fiasco, people are showing like what they're playing, and like I've seen some people talk about that. I've had other people talk about that game, but I haven't heard many people besides yourself, Cole, like even mention Valkyria Chronicles. Unfortunately, because it looks like a great game.
It's very
But-
niche. It's very niche. It's not...
And the other ones I played were fantastic.
Yeah,
Like, I
they're-
love that turn-based like grid movement style.
Yeah, so they're third-person shooters, but it's integrated into a strategy game. So like you manage all of these infantry troops, and they all have like their own little quirks and stuff. Like they're full-blown characters that are developed throughout the story and
Yeah.
everything. And it's got that anime aesthetic to it, which I really love about it too. Next category is Best Family Game. We have Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo Labo, Overcooked 2, Starlink Battle for Atlas. That's that little Star Fox
Oh,
thing
yeah,
that Nintendo had going on. And then Super Mario Party. I'm going to be real fucking mad if Super Mario Party doesn't win this.
Yeah,
That game
I
is
agree.
fucking
I
rad.
love
agree.
Super Mario Party.
I
Every single one.
I mean, I
haven't
was gonna
played
say-
the new one, but I will say, and I didn't play Overcooked 2, but Overcooked was one of the, when I had my Xbox, it was one of the games for gold,
Mhm.
and it was fucking awesome. Like
Angela loves that game.
I
refuse
always
to play it with her.
I always wanted to play it with another person, because if you play it by yourself, you control both of the cooks, but it's
Yeah.
hard as fuck because you're
It's-
doing everything.
yeah.
But
Anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
That game fucking sucks. It's really great. I
Yeah.
just fucking hate it.
I also think that Mario Party is just going to take it just because of the popularity of
just because
Mario Party in general.
Mario
Mario
swings his dick like
He
that.
Yeah.
does.
I can see definitely Overcooked 2 being
Yeah,
a strong
I can see
contender.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of streams for Overcooked. Also, like
That game is asininely hard, dude. It's so fucking crazy hard. Yeah, I could see Mario Party taking it for sure. Let's see. Best fighting game. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Dragon Ball Fighters, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition.
My vote solely goes to Soul Calibur 6. I torrented that game. And
Dare you?
it sucks
Hello,
because
FBI?
I can't
hello, the cops.
square up.
Call the popo ho. Call the popo ho.
But I can't play it online, but I did everything else that you could do. Geralt fucking owns in that game.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. And like, I have Street Fighter 5, and I gotta say I had more of a blast playing Soul Calibur. I grew up with like both of the games.
Of course.
But I even went back, dusted off the old PS2, and started playing Soul Calibur 3 again because of that
Nice.
game.
Really?
Like,
Hell yeah.
I'd totally vote for Soul Calibur.
I played both Soul Calibur and Street Fighter also, and just for loyalty purposes, I'm going Street Fighter
Of course.
because Street Fighter is my fucking jammy jam. Like that shit. I've played Street Fighter ever since I was a wee lad. You know what I mean? Like
Jump Street.
right from Jump Street.
Jump Street Fighter.
Yep. And 5 was no different. I mean, Shit,
I love 5, man. I love 5.
I reminisce coming down and playing with you
Yeah.
when I played at your house that one time.
Dude, that was
Cole-
a good set that we played too.
Yeah, we did too, dude.
We need to hook that shit back up.
But
'Cause I have Arcade Edition too.
Do you really?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
all of the fighters in it. So
you know what I was playing today? I got from Game Pass was King of Fighters '98.
no shit, 98 is on there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
me,
dude.
Oh, and then speaking of new stuff that recently came out for other services, did you see what they put in the Nintendo library on the Switch? Metroid.
God damn.
The original fucking
As
Metroid.
if I don't. Fuck me, dude.
No, it's if you have Nintendo Switch online.
I know. It's like I have to find time to play
Yeah.
it now. Because
I was like, you don't have to buy it.
I never got to play that one. So
I was playing that
The
in
very
between
first
the
blackout
very first
matches.
Metroid. Yeah.
Dude, that
Last
was my
night.
jam.
Dragon Ball Fighters is probably one of the best fighting games I've ever played.
Yeah?
That game is fucking rad. Arc System Works, they're just known for making super awesome fighting games. Plus it's Dragon Ball, so of course I'm into it. That's what I'm going to pick. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle was awesome. It also had like this little Persona tie-in. So it had like all the Persona 4 characters in it, which is really cool. Soul Calibur 6 was really cool in my book because it had that insane character creation
Oh my
thing.
god.
Oh my god. You should see like people are creating fucking what's his name? Seinfeld. Why am I blanking on his name?
Kramer?
Costanza.
Oh, George.
Somebody made fucking
George Costanza.
somebody made George Costanza.
See, I have a character on WoW that I named Can't Stand Ya. For
Pretzels are making me
for that
thirsty.
exact
Let me see.
reason.
So we're looking at
Holy
shit.
shit! I
And
mean,
really-
wrong quote, but
Oh my god, it's so
I mean, he
fucking
does
rad.
he does look a little ripped to be George.
Yeah, but I
But-
mean, it is a Japanese
They
game.
did the best
Yeah.
with what they got. I can see. Oh, I definitely see Dragon Ball winning. Absolutely. Like they broke records at Evo this year in terms of like how many people were watching the stream just for Dragon Ball. It's crazy. They beat out. Also, the amount of people that signed up to play Dragon Ball beat Street Fighter V for the first time in like 6 or 7 years.
That's crazy.
It's insane. I can definitely see Dragon Ball winning, but
all those
very
fucking weeabos.
exactly.
We
Very
love Jack.
very close second. I can see Soul Calibur 6 though for sure. Best role playing game.
Oh god, don't get me going here.
Dragon Quest 11. You already fucking know, dog. Monster Hunter World. Is that an RPG? What?
Technically,
Really? Okay. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2, Dead Fire.
Christ. I didn't play Pillars of Eternity 2, but the first one is amazing.
Yeah.
Like I would put like that and Path of Exile. I would easily put over Diablo 3. Like because Path of Exile is what Diablo 3 should have been, and Pillars of Eternity is like an extension of that.
Yeah.
And I have the first one on Steam, and I absolutely love it. Out of all of those, I never got a chance to play Octopath Traveler yet either. But out of all of those, I would have to go with probably Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest is so fucking
It
rad.
really is. I have it on my PC, and it's such a good time, and it's gorgeous. Like
It is.
I didn't
It's
think
really
a
pretty.
game like that could look that good,
Mhm.
but it pulls it off.
See, the only one I've ever had, the only one I have a reference for is Monster Hunter.
Mhm.
So like,
Ni no Kuni would be my close second.
see, and I played the first Ni no Kuni, and that was a cool game, but I didn't play it enough for me to have like a full response for
It's
it.
a really beloved game.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to Dragon Quest. I love Ni no Kuni 2. I did not like Octopath Traveler. I don't know why.
Really?
I love the art style, but nothing stuck out in that game for me.
that
was
game
compelling.
that game had a huge hype train surrounding it.
Oh my god, I know. Well, it was a huge hit. It was a huge seller on Switch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would have to go with Dragon Quest. I can see. Oh, and Octopath is gonna win. Absolutely.
Probably.
There's no way in hell anything else is winning. Best action adventure game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, Shadow of the Tomb
Red
Raider.
Dead 2.
Red Dead 2.
I'm not even going to let you finish that
I
sentence.
haven't even gotten to play Red Dead yet.
I'll let you borrow it next week.
Sweet.
And then but I mean play the shit out of this game because online's
Well,
happening.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna.
If I can.
so
if I have
so
any
now
room.
you can have the fun that you're allowed to have with Red Dead 2.
That's true. That's true. I'm having too much fun with Fallout.
No,
and
no, you can't have any of that.
I've got to put a stop to it, like the online community wants me to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Like if not Red Dead 2, then God of War.
Yeah, I see those two being the big contenders here.
Spider-Man was amazing, but the story is great. It's nostalgic. It's full.
Have you gone into the
DLC,
like the Hammerhead shit?
I haven't gotten into the Hammerhead shit, no. But I want to. I did get into the heist and the Black Cat stuff. It was great.
Oh yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised with Odyssey. Like, I have that on my computer, and
Yeah, Odyssey's a great game.
that game is the best looking Assassin's Creed I've ever played in my life. And I don't know if it's just because I'm playing it on PC, where
Yeah,
like
even on my TV that I
Well,
have.
so let me ask though, like, how are your? Because the ones that I saw Eddie playing it for a little bit, like the load times were kind of high. Like, is that a thing for you too? No.
No.
See, and for me on the PlayStation, load times are unbearable.
Yeah.
Like it takes like a minute or two.
Like, Eddie, didn't you mention something about when you go from your bird to back to you, it takes a minute?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
for me, it took maybe like 1.5 seconds, like tops.
Yeah, so like my bird flies out. Derek is a witness to this. My bird flies out, and if it flies out far enough, I have a 30-second load screen.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, like and when like a new story happens, or if I fast travel somewhere, it's like a minute.
It's
like
a good minute.
a good minute 10 seconds.
Like, I like the game. It's just I don't necessarily like how they have just killed, fucked, and buried the core mechanics of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Like,
they've overhauled this.
It's gone,
to
and
a
it does.
great
There's
extent.
not even like I've been playing this game, and there hasn't even been really a chance where it says assassinate this person. Like,
Yeah.
you're not an assassin anymore.
Yeah, you're just
like
a straight fighter now.
yeah, you're just this
There's no stealth to it.
son or daughter of this crazy Spartan dude, and it's like there's way too much, in my opinion, to do. But
Go back to Greece, have a little fun, kill some people.
You know what bothers? It's a little thing that bothers. It's the little things that bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm on my horse and I'm just kind of going through the city and people are like jumping out of the way or like gasping at the fact that I'm riding a horse in the town. Oh my god! I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get my horse through the thing, and people are like diving. Like I'm not even running my horse. Like I'm just at the normal trot level.
You're not like running through the streets with your sword in the air. Whoop whoop. Like nothing.
are the horse animations to you like almost god awful?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really true. But then again, I got spoiled with Red Dead. You know what I mean? Because the horse mechanics for Red Dead are ridiculous.
It's like for me going from PC PUBG to Xbox. I'm just like,
Jesus.
like get this out of my sight, But like
Plebeian shit.
I'm having a decent time with it. I'm not very far into it.
I really am enjoying it. This is the first Assassin's Creed title that I've enjoyed since Black Flag.
I really liked the game, how it immediately starts out and it has you're playing as King Leonidas and you're just fucking people up.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
And it shows you it has you use all of the abilities that like you can get throughout the game. Like, okay, here's what you can do. And you're just fucking
It
you're
gets you
just
excited.
Sparta kicking people off of cliffs. Like,
It gets you excited to pick up
Yeah.
those perks. And it's just like I said, this is the first game that I've enjoyed since Black Flag. Like, I enjoyed Syndicate a little bit. I enjoyed Unity, like, very little. Like,
Syndicate was I liked the
I like the idea
the
of
co-op dynamics in Syndicate.
I liked the idea of Syndicate, like the whole steampunky, back old school London thing. But like
Unity can just
yeah,
So
Unity was like the worst one.
So in the new one, do the Spartans, like, do any of them have like really long hair?
no, I don't think so.
they all kind
the main
of
character does, doesn't he?
That's
If
disappointing.
you choose him, yeah, I mean
But
him
he's like shoulder length hair.
and
But I know what you were
Cassandra's
talking
hair
about.
comes down to like
Because like the reason,
Right here,
the reason
but-
I ask is because like they tend to go for like a lot of historical accuracy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that would just be kind of fun to have in there, just
Yeah.
for history nerds.
Yeah, because like the Spartans used to have hair all the way down to like their
well, a lot of
knees and shit.
the Spartans that you're, at least in my sightings, like the ones that you're doing missions for, just have their helmets on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's like covered up. But like for example, the Wolf of Sparta,
Yeah.
like he's got hair like Gerard Butler had in 300. You know, that weird curly like
Yeah.
Caesar looking hair.
Yeah, no Spartans would have hair like down to their knees.
Yeah.
Just kind of as a sign of like, because obviously if you're going into battle, you don't want long hair because that can totally be a weakness. People can grab that and cut your head off. And Spartans would intentionally have long hair to basically say, I don't give a fuck, come at me, bro.
Try
And-
it.
Grab my
yeah.
hair.
Yeah,
Try me, bitch.
try me.
I'm into that shit.
You're gonna just turn me on. That's all that's gonna happen.
Don't kink shame me.
I never. Assassin's Creed is a rough one for me, just because I played all the way up to Black Flag, and I tried Unity, and I just remember thinking this is so garbage.
Yeah, Unity was pretty whack.
And after that, I saw Syndicate, and I was like, you know what? I'm okay. I don't need to buy this game every fucking year like I was, you know? Kind of like how I was with Call of Duty, but I like failed miserably this
And
year.
it's funny that like they made they took a year off before they made Origins, right?
Yeah.
And then they made Origins, which was in my like I had it, I got rid of it after a while, and then Odyssey comes out, and it's like same shit, different time period. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly how I see it.
And that's
like,
what scares me is that they're going to get back into that pattern of just
but the
asset
redeeming
flipping
quality
games.
to Odyssey, I will say, is the time period itself.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
And you're
Absolutely.
saying that the story is pretty strong
yeah,
so far?
yeah. Story's
Okay.
actually been pretty great. I really do.
Are you
enjoy
going out of the Animus? Or is
Yeah.
it just like 100% in...
I think
Okay,
you are
so-
going out of the Animus.
Okay. Because I was wondering if they because that was by far the weakest aspect of those other games was
Yeah, and
the
I mean,
story out of the Animus.
yeah, but I mean, you're not like, and if you are going out of the Animus, it's not to complete some mission. Like, it's just to drive the story along.
Okay.
I will say though that was it
Well, as far as I've played.
it was either 2 or 3 where the blonde chick is like teaching you all the moves, and you get out of the Animus and Abstergo shows up, and you have to like sneak around as Desmond and like fuck people up that way.
Yeah.
Like I was on the edge of my seat
Wasn't
for that.
that 2?
Yeah.
I remember, I loved 2. I thought 2 was a great video game. Derek, what do you think?
Just because of the place it holds in my heart, I want to say Spider-Man.
Of course.
But obviously, I know all the hype around Red Dead.
Of course, and you
I
can only
have
go
that
off of what you
hype
have,
too.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's like I haven't even played it, and I'm like frothing at the mouth.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd have to go with Red Dead, but God, I love Spider-Man.
Well, so would you choose Spider-Man, but you think Red Dead's gonna take it, or
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay.
yeah, because we can have our choice and then say which one we
Yeah.
think's gonna win. But
I from everything though, Red Dead for me would probably. Be,
I mean, I kind of can't imagine Red Dead not winning.
yeah, Red Dead's gonna
You know?
take it. I
Like
think.
handily.
I said my piece about Assassin's Creed. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I didn't really get to play it, but I did hear good things, but I also heard some kind of meh things. I am planning on checking it out, though, because that game is way cheap right
I
now.
love it.
I say bring back the triangle tits.
Yeah, me too.
Do it. And those are my
These new
favorite.
tits are so much better though.
Those are my favorite Lara Croft cosplays.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
they,
when
when
they
people
do
do
the-
the triangle tits.
So it comes down to, the final 3 for me, God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead. I'm going to not do Spider-Man, and it hurts. It hurts to say that because I love that game a lot.
I was gonna say Spider-Man's like great and all and a heavy contender, but the other 2 games had so much more
Yeah.
like substance in the game.
It's
I
also
haven't-
doing really, really well for itself.
yeah.
It's
it really
the
is.
best, fastest selling
I have-
PlayStation game in the history of the
My
franchise.
coworker got a PS4 on Black Friday, the one that we were rolling through Blackout with, and then my other coworker already had one, but he also recently got Spider-Man, and we finished our Blackout one night, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna jump off of here and go play Spider-Man. And then my friend was messaging me about Spider-Man, and he's just like, I fucking knew this and I knew that and all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, dude, I told you, like, it's definitely worth the playthrough.
It's so satisfying. Like, everything about it is so satisfying.
They polished the hell out of that game, and you can tell. I'm gonna cut Red Dead.
Really?
I am going to cut Red Dead because I think God of War fucking deserves this. I think that game was made with so much heart and so much passion. I think it deserves to win a lot of awards this year. That game is fucking rad.
The emotional tie-ins with that game too, just from the history that the game holds.
Yeah. They made Kratos a likable character, which is crazy to me. Again,
at the same time, all the work that was also put into Red Dead,
of course,
like all the man hours.
Yeah, of course. I
see exactly what you mean.
Either one, I would be absolutely happy with, but I'm rooting for God of War. I do also think Red Dead's taking this.
I'm actually also pleasantly surprised that Shadow of the Tomb Raider made it on the list because I haven't finished the game yet, but I am loving every second of it.
Did you play that what was the top-down one called?
Oh, Curse of Osiris.
Yeah, did you play that one?
Yeah, I played through all those.
Oh,
ones.
Did you? I played a little bit of it, and I got distracted with
those
other
are just
things. Never went back to
those
it.
are a good time.
I played what is it, Guardian of the Light or whatever?
Yeah.
They played that one.
Oh, wow.
And Yessie, she loves that one. Yessie's all about Tomb Raider.
Those are fantastic. Just either online or just couch co-op games.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are just, and you can just play those by yourself too. They're just a good time.
Best action game.
Uh-oh.
Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Dead Cells. That's that game I was going crazy about on the first episode. Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, and you already know the motherfucking GOAT in the fucking building. Mega Man 11, dog. It's taking that shit.
We already know what Cole picks.
You already fucking know. I love that game so much.
I'm surprised Far Cry 5 made it on that list, dude.
I know, that's like the one that's
Far Cry 5 was a good game. Like I'm not gonna knock it. Like it was a good game. I had a lot of fun playing that game. But I mean, like it was that was just like it was one of those games where it's like, oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah. Angela really loved it.
I was like super into that game. I never actually got through the entirety of it. I played through a good chunk of it, but in the beginning of that game when you're going in there to arrest him and it's just like I was fucking on my seat just like, oh my god, and you get him in the helicopter and he just fucks everything up.
It's like I said, it's a great story. Like it's one of those. See, because I didn't like Primal.
No,
I didn't like Primal.
I enjoyed Primal.
I liked 4. 4 was okay.
3 was the best one.
3 was the best one. 3 is the best one for me, but like 5 is a close second.
4 holds a spot for me just because I loved
Pagan
Min. I loved him mostly just because he was Troy Baker. Like that's that, and he was just.
Troy Baker's such a badass.
He was a really, really like. I'm having a hard time deciding between him and the main cult leader from Far Cry 5 of like who was the best antagonist because they were both amazing.
They were great, dude. You should really finish that story. Like it's amazing.
On 5? Mm-hmm. 5 is crazy. The ending to 5 is crazy. So, what do you think?
I think I'm just out of sheer popularity. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Black Ops 4.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that's what's taking it.
Yeah.
I think that's what's taking. I like Destiny. I like Far Cry. Honestly, I tried playing Mega Man this morning.
Which one?
2.
Oh god.
Just like you told me.
Yeah, of course.
Holy fuck.
That game's hard.
This game is so hard.
Those games are really, really fucking hard.
My wife was making fun of me. She's like,
She's got it on Game Pass, huh?
Yeah. She's like, how the hell do you play something like fucking Black Ops 4 with such accuracy and this frog that's spitting out little frogs is fucking your shit up right now?
So, There's and me and you will have to sit down and play it, because if you're like interested in getting into them, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing with Mega Man is that there is a certain order that you have to play those stages. Each boss, because you go in there and you have to choose between the Robot Masters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each one has a weakness that is exploited by one of the other Robot Masters' weapon.
Oh, okay.
So, and I'll have to show you, but it's kind of just this nice little puzzle that you got to figure out.
Oh.
Like I played Mega Man 11 with like no weaknesses at all, or just kind of like figured out. I was like, oh, okay, obviously this guy would be weak to this because they, like they're cheeky with it, I think Mega Man 11 is among the greatest Mega Man games.
Really?
Oh yeah, I fucking love that game so much. I voted the fucking crazy for Mega Man. Like, if I could sign in as 14 other people, I'd vote for Mega Man every time.
Only 15 total?
I would love to see Dead Cells win just because that game is fucking rad as hell. But I can definitely see Call of Duty taking it.
Despite your love of Dead Cells, I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
That's one I need to get behind.
Mhm.
But in terms of like what I played the most and had the most fun with,
Mhm.
probably Black Ops 4.
Black Ops, okay.
Yeah, I do love Far Cry. I might be the one person that says that would be my second choice.
Mhm. Okay.
No, I'd agree with you. I'd totally agree with you.
Do you have to say?
I mean, like I said, I
Okay.
said mine when Eddie was talking.
We'll skip best VR because none of us have VR. You guys want to even touch best mobile game?
Fuck no.
It's already going to be Diablo Immortal.
It's the GOAT, dog.
I did read an article that said that they're trying to make a Warcraft game with like the Pokemon Go mechanics, and I'm like,
What would you?
Could
what-
we
what?
not?
yeah.
What?
Am I going to be walking down the street and an orc's going to come out and I just have to...
So I have one thing to say about this new Pokemon game that came out. Why is all the females in that game fine as fuck? Like, every single one of them, dog. All the way
The
down.
lasses,
for all-
the
dude.
lasses,
Oh,
dog.
For all the nerds playing it, duh.
Oh my god.
They could
and
all get it any
Have
day.
you fought at
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Misty's gym?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured that they were like triplets in my mind because they're all the same person.
Because that's what you want
I
them
was
to be.
I was sitting there, Angela was watching me do that, and I was like, God damn, she thick as fuck, bro. What is it with these fucking Japanese fuckers, man?
They could all get it, bro.
Damn right.
But only if they want to, because we at the Nerd Corporation are pro consent.
So,
I wasn't
next...
paying attention. Pro consent.
But only if they want to, because we at the Nerd Corporation are
Pro
Pro
consent.
consent.
You dick.
Best independent game. I don't know how much you guys are into this. Celeste. Apparently
I've
it's really
heard
good.
amazing
I've heard
things.
a lot of great things about Celeste.
I bought
I
it.
watched
I haven't
a-
even played it.
A Donkey video on it, and
Yeah.
he was just praising it. Like
You know,
he
Donkey loves a game when he breaks character, to
and
talk
he
about how
doesn't
much he loves the game.
even do his funny
Yeah.
his shtick or anything. He's just talking about it.
Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of Oprah Den, whatever that is.
Oprah's Den.
Oprah's Den in the Messenger.
You don't want to get caught in Oprah's den.
I would totally be okay with Dead Cells or the Messenger taking this, but I'm almost guaranteeing that Celeste is going to win.
Yeah, I think Celeste is going to win. Speaking of independent games, I picked up a game on Game Pass called Deadlight. Have you guys played that?
Oh my God! Yes.
Dude, that game
Deadlight's
is
rad.
so cool. It's a 2.5D game, and it's just like you surviving a zombie apocalypse.
Dude, and it takes place in Washington, I think.
Yeah, in Seattle
And
of '84.
the little stuff that like you pick up, like little I want to say artifacts, but little like tidbits or whatever. And I picked up this one when I was playing it because I bought it when it came out on 360, and it was like the license of a person with the name J.W. Gacy, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you find his like driver's license amongst all this rubble.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, that's so cool.
By the way, speaking of Washington, I think someday the four of us, or if
Should go to PAX East? Hell yes, we should. Or
if
PAX
the
West.
wife or
Fuck
girlfriend or whatever wants to come, I think we should all go up to Everett, Washington, and hit up Funko HQ.
I think that'd be fucking rad. I think that'd be really
so
cool. Is that like, can you just like, you got to pay to get a tour or what?
I don't know. It's like, and they have like a whole store of
Yeah.
stuff there. So like, yeah, you can just go and tour it.
Fuck, that'd be rad.
Yeah,
Can you imagine how many rare Funkos would be in there?
dude. I like.
I'd put Comic Con to shame.
And by the way, for you guys as well as for anyone listening,
Uh-huh.
if you haven't, go to Netflix and watch the documentary called Making Fun. It's all about Funko, and
Really?
I swear to God, you will watch that and go, I just want these people to have all of my money. Like they are,
Hell
they
yeah.
are the
I
most.
haven't seen it, and I want them to have. All
I know,
my money.
right? No, they are the most down to earth. Like it's such a like it seems like such a great atmosphere.
Right on.
Like this community of people that are just like
Making Fun?
making
Okay.
fun.
Hell yeah. I'll check
It's
it out.
so incredible. But
Best performance. We have Brian Deckhart as Connor from Detroit Become Human. Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War. Melissa
Melisanthe?
Melisanthe? Mahut
Lanolin?
as Cassandra,
Like sheep's
Assassin's
wool?
Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, or Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Marvel's Spider-Man.
I'm
Fight.
I gotta either say, I gotta say Roger Clark, dude.
I
Like,
gave it to Red Dead.
he breathed so much life into that character. Like, you could,
He's such a compelling character, too.
yeah, like
I-
everything that he does, like when he's, when he's talking to anybody in the gang, you can tell that he's got like his, like, what ifs of like what he's being told to do, but he does it anyways. Like you
Yeah.
can tell in his voice, like he just nailed it. Just
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
nailed
he was
it.
great. Definitely great.
I am gonna go. It's a two-way tie for me between Roger Clark and Yuri Lowenthal. I was watching the Beyond podcast, and they had like a full like Spider-Man panel, and they had like 3 or 4 characters. One of them was Yuri Lowenthal. One of them was whoever played Black Cat. I'm drawing a blank. The director and like somebody else, right? And they were talking about how Yuri Lowenthal went in there and just pretty much embodied Peter Parker. Like
He's a fantastic Peter Parker. Like,
oh yeah,
this is his first like Spider-Man gig, right? Holy hell! Can you imagine knocking it out of the fucking park your first try?
Yeah, and they were talking about how like they had other auditions after Yuri,
Yeah,
but had already made up their minds just
Yeah.
because of how compelling Yuri was and how Yuri would just nailed it just
Yeah.
right on the spot. And,
hell yeah.
And like the director was just talking about like all of these fond memories of Yuri playing Spider-Man, and it really tugged at my heartstrings.
I will. What's his name? Brian. I will give props to Brian Deckard. I don't know if anybody else
haven't
here has
played-
played Detroit.
I
Become
wanna play
Human.
I've heard
Detroit.
it's great.
But-
I've heard it really is really good.
Good lord! I redboxed it and I almost finished it. Like it was that good.
Really.
Because if I redbox the game, I won't keep it for more than 3 days because it's like what $3 a night
Yeah.
or whatever. So I almost finished it in a day and a half. And well, you can't really finish that game because there's like so many possibilities of what
The
you can
brand,
do.
yeah.
But he plays one of the main android characters, and it's crazy because in the beginning of the game, everyone has these androids that just basically, it's kind of like iRobot. Like these robots, they just follow whatever their owners do, and then each character that you take control of has this moment where you're doing a quick time event where you're pushing these buttons and they're physically breaking through this wall that like keeps the robot laws in check, and they break through this
wow.
wall and they, like, for a better term, like become sentient or whatever.
Yeah.
And they are like feeling emotions, and as soon as that happens,
That's so cool.
he like just fucking brings
I've
it
heard
home.
some really, really good things about
I've heard
this
great
It
game.
is
And I-
such a good game.
And I love games like this, like, Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, the Indigo Project. Like, games like that have always been such a cool
Yeah,
aspect for me.
of course.
Oh,
What do you think, Derek?
Lest we forget Until Dawn.
Yes, Until Dawn was a
I
great
don't
one.
think it's the same people.
It's
but,
not. No.
But still, that
It's the same
genre,
Yeah, that same
that
thing.
cinematic storytelling.
I mean, I'd have to go with Yuri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that guy: his name is Yuri Lowenthal. His wife voice acts Yuri in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's badass.
That is cool.
For
Probably
me,
why they play off each other so
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Spider Cop.
So this is a hard one for me because I like actually think that Arthur Morgan is Rockstar's like best character they've ever made. Like I absolutely loved everything about that man. Yuri Lowenthal, I think he's a third for me. I think he's incredible with what he was doing for Peter Parker. I'm gonna have to go with Roger Clark for sure, but I do think that Christopher Judge's Kratos is gonna win it.
I think so too.
I could definitely see Kratos taking it.
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely, yeah.
Best audio design presented by Dolby. Call of Duty 4 or Call of Duty Black Ops 4, excuse me. Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead, hands
Oh my god.
It goes to Red Dead.
hands fucking down.
That
It goes to
part-
Red
I don't
Dead.
even need the
That
answer.
part when you get back to it, and I actually shared a clip of it when
saw
you're
it.
just. I had it in cinematic view, and when you're going, and it's just playing that "I Will Not Be Unshaken" song. I was just like, "Oh my god, dude!"
And unshaken.
Yeah, I was like,
Fucking
Jesus.
Jesus, dude. It's
There's
so
not
good.
because there's not a whole lot of like songs like that in the game.
There's
but-
not a lot of
but
lyricism.
When they come on, it's just like the
You know-
perfect timing,
Yeah.
the perfect spot.
And even then, like without those songs, take those songs out, like the whole Western motif.
Yeah.
Of
The trumpets, dog.
Yeah.
The trumpets.
it just. I am such a sucker for trumpets anyway.
Even
Remember
the
how I
music-
was-
even the music from that dynamic theme. I just will let that play, and I'll just be like,
Bang.
You remember how I was bitching the other day when we were talking about Red Dead, kind of like in our early impressions?
Yeah.
I was bitching about how there was no trumpet. The end of that game, man, they gave me the fucking trumpet, dog. Like the end of that game has some incredible music. So, I mean, I definitely some praise should go to God of War because they had to make like all new creatures and sounds and all that.
Spider-Man as well, dude. Like Spider-Man
The
to have
flip.
those iconic orchestra swells.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And just all of just the
So
strings.
there is another category for best score. So is that what you wanted to say for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely, we're all Red Dead.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
Oh, yeah.
gonna take it for sure. So this is best score music, so best soundtrack. Celeste, God of War, Marvel, Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm still,
Red Dead Redemption
I'm
2.
still doing
give-
Red
yeah.
Dead.
and it's just like I was saying earlier with Marvel Spider-Man, just to have that thematic
Orchestral.
yeah, mhm,
of
just
course.
like that. There's no Spider-Man without that. You know
course
what I
not.
mean? Like the orchestra and the background music in itself is a character.
You know what I would have loved to see in the Spider-Man game is, in is it Spider-Man the first movie with Tobey Maguire when it has the lady playing the theme song on the violin?
Yeah.
Like just a random chance encounter where you're like just walking through the street and you can hear that. Like that would have been a sweet callback.
Or like-
but-
Wasn't
like-
it a guy? And
No,
he
it was
well, it was like an
guitar?
old Chinese lady, and she was like plucking a violin.
Yeah, she was like.
And she was
Oh,
playing
you're
the
right.
old
You're right. You're right.
Spider-Man
You're right.
game.
You're
Yeah.
right. Absolutely.
Either that or like pass by like a music store and hear the Ramones version. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that would have been
that'd
dope.
be cool. Special shout out goes to Octopath Traveler. That game has phenomenal music for sure.
I can see
Let's see. Best art direction: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, Return of Obra Dinn.
I'm actually going to give this one to God of War.
Me too. Me too. Absolutely.
God of War has some of the most impressive
Visuals.
visuals that I've seen in a game. Red Dead, I can't take anything away from Red Dead, but like the world that they built in God of War is so immersive and so
Their take on Norse mythology.
yeah, and it's just so alive. It breathes, you know, when you're playing that game. Like I've always been that type of gamer that'll just like I'll be playing in the middle of something, see something, and just pause.
Yeah.
And just like I had so many of those pauses in God of War than I had in any of those games on that list.
Okay.
I would say that in the same sense of like a alive and breathing world, but I still would give it to Red Dead. Like the openness, and I mean everything in God of War was amazing, but I feel like there was just a lot more in Red Dead as to where, like, so for example, my character in the game, I went up to like check mail and pay a bounty, and it was after, you know, he's come down with tuberculosis and everything, and he, all, like, without even me doing anything, was like, "You okay, friend?" Like, he just noticed that I was sick, and people will just notice things about you. People will be having, like I said in a past episode, like in Grand Theft Auto games, people will just be like randomly saying stuff on the side of the road, but like people will be in this game like carrying on conversations with each other, and it's just like I feel like everyone that you encounter in Red Dead 2, I almost feel like is a real fucking person.
Yeah,
like that's
absolutely.
how immersive it feels to me. So in that same sense, I would have to still go with Red Dead 2, as much as God of War is my second bet.
Easily merited. I can respect the hell out of that. What do you think, Derek?
I'd have to go Red Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Special nod goes to Octopath Traveler. I love the art direction in that game. I love the.
It looks fantastic.
It looks really great. It's basically like a 3D version of an SNES. Like, think 3D Final Fantasy VI. Like, it looks really, really good. If I had to guess, I would think Octopath Traveler is going to win it, just because it went so out of the box with its art direction. But it easily could go to God of War or Red Dead. Like, I feel like that's kind of the main theme of this year, is it's either going to be Red Dead or it's going to be God of War. For sure. Best narrative. Ooh, this is going to get rough. Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2 Episode 1.
You had to throw that on there.
Marvel Spider-Man Red Dead Redemption 2.
Dang, that's a fat as fuck category.
Yeah, dude. All of those games, dude, deserve it all. Like I wish they would give it to all of them, because I've heard great things about Detroit Become Human. Life is Strange is a great game.
The second one, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Life is Strange 2 Episode 1.
God of War, holy shit, the narrative in that game is
I fucking love that game
that
so
game
much.
is so amazing. Spider-Man is fucking Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? Like, for them to have taken all of these aspects of Spider-Man to create an original story like this, not to mention add stories with characters like Hammerhead, Black Cat, Miles Morales. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, of course.
like it's so interwoven. You know what I mean?
They
But
gave a shit. They
Yeah.
put a lot of love into that story.
they really did.
I love those little random phone calls Peter gets from Miles. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, can we train today?
Eh.
You know, just like
Yeah.
just like that annoying ass little like, oh god.
Or like,
Yeah.
or like during the heist when MJ was being all jealous about
Yeah.
Black Cat. Oh,
Yeah.
so did you guys talk? Is
Oh,
that,
all right, okay.
Is that really?
I'm
What-
sorry, didn't we break up?
Like, what did she
Exactly.
say? What did she say?
Yeah.
I do like the aspect that I feel like it's not really something you've seen in a movie, Spider-Man movie or TV show, but the fact that he had all of his major villains like ganging up on him at once
Right.
and just beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then like they all just like disappear and run amok like in different parts of the city. Like I love that aspect of the story.
Yeah, just the whole chaos of it.
Yeah.
all.
Right.
Yeah, it's great.
Wait till you get to the Hammerhead stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah, is it good?
Oh, dude, there's this whole thing with him and Yuri where like shit is going down, right? And people die, and Yuri's pretty much like, well, fuck you, Spider-Man, you should have fixed this.
Oh wow,
And and she goes like on a rampage for Hammerhead.
wow.
And like, dude, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It gets gnarly.
And then, and then we get to Red Dead, which, oh my god, like I've never loved a group of bad guys more.
Of course.
Like the
except for you, Micah.
yeah, fuck you, Micah. Just yeah, dude. fucking the Dutch Gang, man. It's all about it. If I had to give it to somebody, I would actually still give it to Red Dead.
Okay. You're Red Dead?
This is going to be hard for me because I have played every single one of these games through. And as far as like narrative and story goes, Red Dead has a fantastic story, but with Life is Strange, or I didn't finish Detroit Become Human, but like after playing through those two games, I have I've never, with the first Life is Strange, like I finished that game and I like set my controller down and I just had to sit there for like 10 minutes just like, what the fuck did I just play? Like, what mindfuck was that? Like,
Yeah.
because it had all of like the plot twists and turns of like a really, really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as like immersion and narrative goes, I would either have to say, I would say a tie first place between Red Dead and Detroit, and then second would be Life is Strange.
Okay. Derek?
I mean, I want to go with Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, though, is like there's no wrong choice here
No,
at all.
no.
Like
Yeah.
all of these games are fucking fantastic. I'm gonna go with Red Dead for this, and I'll tell you why. The moment that I had finished that video game to completion,
You came to completion.
yeah, yeah, I did. I don't do this. I don't post on Facebook anymore. Like I'll share the occasional stupid meme once in a while, but I had to voice my opinion about this game. This game, and I said it before, and you know this was what a month ago,
Yeah.
and I still feel the exact same way. Not only is it the best Western story ever told, and not only does it stand among some of the absolute best video game stories ever told, I feel like it stands tall as one of the best stories told, period.
I agree.
Like, and you know, say what you will about that game, you know, you can shit up and down, but I feel like you can't shit on that story. That story, that epilogue fucking goes places. It has some of the coolest fucking moments where I literally stood up. I was by myself. I stood up and fucking cheered. Like there were so many, and you know what part I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There were so many fucking cool moments in this game. Arthur Morgan is one of the most compelling characters I've ever had the fortune to control in a video game. He's so he puts thought into every single action that he makes in that game. And I really do believe that this game is the new standard in terms of video game storytelling. In fact, I really fight with myself in terms of whether or not I like this story better than The Last of Us.
Do you think you'll be comparing other stories from other games?
You bet your fucking ass.
Yeah.
You know, when I do play this, I want one save file where I just am doing nothing but going on a murderous rampage.
Do it.
Oh yeah, you totally can. But you can turn autosave off.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So that's what Joey used to do all the time. I got emotional talking about that. That game is so fucking phenomenal in terms of its storytelling, and it is absolutely a benchmark for video games.
Absolutely.
That's kind of the reason I had to put Detroit Become Human on that same level, is just because it's like a crazy like 30-hour long like perfect movie production.
Yeah.
Like it was just basically, it culminates to where you control like 3 different androids.
Yeah.
You've got the guy who's on the cover of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of them. And they're like, they did the whole LA Noire thing. They have actual actors in the game. Like the guy that's on the cover apparently is on Grey's Anatomy.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
There's I can't think of his name, but like if you were to see him, you would know exactly, like, oh yeah, that guy. Like he's the old guy that guy is the caretaker for.
Mm-hmm.
And the like game eventually culminates into all the androids like meeting up on this ship,
Yeah.
and they're trying to save themselves from the company that's trying to take them back.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not trying to take over anything. They're just trying to. They've like discovered emotion, and they just want to live.
Emancipate themselves in a way.
And these guys are just like, no, we have to bring you back because we made you, and you're not
property,
doing
you're
what
not real people.
you're not doing what we want you to do. And so, like, it just culminates into that whole at the end where they're all just trying to just get away from everything, and like the events that lead up to that, like some of the choices that you have to make, like I've had points in games where I'm just like, oh god, I don't know if I should do this. Like, this is good. I don't know, I wouldn't, And there were points in that game where I was just like, do I rob the convenience store? Or do I rob this person to clothe this little girl that I'm looking after? It just was insane the way that they told that story. But yeah, no, I totally haven't finished Red Dead 2, but I know where exactly you're going with that. So
Yeah.
it's one of those two for sure.
Have you noticed your dreams yet? Do you have the buck?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
So you're
I
on
finally
the-
got that. I
Okay.
finally got that, yeah.
Angela says, and I don't know if you can speak to this either, but Angela says that moment when you find out that, you have what you have, and you're walking out of the doctor's office. She said that at the end of that road, the animal appears. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah. No, he walks out.
So apparently the buck or the wolf will like walk
Yeah.
out in front of the street in front of you.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
no,
never
I
even
saw that.
noticed.
Like, he walks out and he's all like bleary and everything. Or no, it's I don't think it's at that part. It's so it's at some point where he's all like bleary, and when you get to those points in the game where you're stumbling around and you're all like dizzy or whatever.
Yeah.
It might have been after the doctor's office, but it's one of those points, but it's in Saint Denis, and you see it just like kind of run out and then take off in another direction.
It just kind of speaks again to like the level of quality in the
Yeah.
narrative, because it's like I never felt that John in the first one got his redemption per se. You know what I mean? Like I never ever felt like he got his taken from him. Like John was nothing
In a
but
sense, he did, because he got to. Well, I mean,
he got to go back.
he got to watch Dutch die. Like,
Yeah. But I don't think it really mattered to him at that point. He just he didn't really care, because if he cared, well, I guess I can't say that yet because you're not that far. But there is I feel like he felt like he got his redemption, because the whole game you're just like a fucking pawn on a chessboard for the government, right?
yeah,
And then after that, you go and do exactly what you need to do, and then it's taken from you. You know what I mean? Like they straight up fucking lied to you.
Yep.
So I always felt like he never got his redemption. I feel like Arthur got his redemption in this game, because
I agree.
You're noticing right now he's got a finite amount of time to live. And if you go into this game thinking that Arthur was going to live through it all, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, he's not. That's the issue. If you went into it thinking especially after playing the first game, something is really fucking bad is going to happen. You don't know how.
well, no, I had a feeling, because you don't encounter any of these other people in
course.
Red Dead Redemption.
It's like,
and
what,
as
did
soon as
Arthur-
you walk
yeah.
out of the doctor's office and he tells you that you've got tuberculosis, I was like, given the time period and what he's got,
No way.
no way.
Yeah.
Because even the doctor was like, go fuck yourself, dude. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
isn't that so much more fucking impactful than the way that John went out?
Yeah.
Because now he fucking knows he's going to die.
Yeah.
So now he's like, is
Given-
this all fucking worth it? What am I doing?
Granted, John knew as well,
Yeah.
because I mean,
In some way, I feel like John always knew.
when you're in the barn at the very end and he opens the door and sees everybody lined up and he closes it and he backs up and just goes.
He fucking knows.
He opens the barn door. They're just lined up, and then my favorite part is just without warning, goes right into Deadeye, and you're just like, oh my god!
it gives you one last chance to take out as many motherfuckers
many
as you can.
and then they just open fire on his ass, and he's just it even takes him forever to die too. That's what I loved about it.
He's fucking blown to shit, but he's still standing. That's what's really cool
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, that part.
And then I wanted to mention, because I was sharing a video, because my friend Neil went out and bought a PS4 just to play
Just
Red
to
Dead
play
2,
Red Dead.
and he's been raving about it like
Yeah.
nonstop. And he was like, I need to go through and play the first one. He's like, do I at least get to kill Dutch? I'm like, well, you don't kill him per se, but he fucking dies.
In a
And
horrible fucking way.
yeah,
In the
he
best
killed
way.
himself, to
Yeah.
be honest. But
You know, and it's like, Eddie, you can speak to this more, but like every fucking choice that Arthur makes after he finds that out is so impactful, and he
Yeah.
like takes a lot of time to figure things out, and he's like, fuck, Dutch, I don't really know if we should do this shit. And then he's like, you know what, it's fucking over for me. So, and then he just starts caring about other people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where he gets his redemption per se. And it's like, it's so like, me telling you everything that I told you in the span of time doesn't even come close to spoiling what actually
yeah,
happens
yeah.
to Arthur.
I think
like,
you know, another thing that really like got to me as far as like him getting his redemption
yeah.
is all the conversations he had with the nun.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All of those conversations with the nun, I feel like were just as crucial as anything else.
Yeah.
In the story, which is crazy because it was a stranger side mission.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
And it's like super vital fucking information to his character, of course.
What I
Yes.
was gonna say is on the note of Dutch there, because I was looking up the video to share it with him, because I'm like, unless you go out and buy a PS3 or an Xbox One or 360, you're not gonna get to play the first Red Dead Redemption. He's
Yeah.
like, God damn it. So I was like, but here's I looked up the clip of Dutch dying, and I was like, here's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you're ever gonna get around to it, but the best part is after you chase him through the mine and you corner him on the cliff, and he looks up at you and goes, I've got a plan, John. It's like, you son of, like, enough. Like, what? And then John's like, you always got a plan. And I'm sitting here like, what's your fucking plan? And then his plan was just,
Yeah. It's, and you know, like in Dutch in that area of the first game is so much more unhinged.
oh yeah.
Like,
it was so beautiful to watch Dutch.
just fucking lose it.
Yep.
It's so fucking cool how they took everything about the first game and made that first game better because of what they did in the second game. Everything is
you can
made
see,
worse
like,
and made better.
Even at the part that I'm at, and I'm like this in a sense of the game, I'm like this probably close to finishing it. And
You're really
and
close.
you can just see the I've got a plan is
The
just like
desperation.
is just his way of like trying to buy time, because he knows that like
They're
time's
fucked,
running
yeah.
thin.
Mhm.
Like Dutch knows it, but he's just trying to like he's probably one of the greatest, if not just rock stars, but one of the greatest antagonists
Absolutely.
I've ever seen
Hands
in a video
down.
game. And he's trying to buy time for everybody, like because it's like he's, you know, they all do what they need to do to live. If it comes to murdering or whatever, then so be it, but he's still trying to watch out for everybody in the camp because that's his family. But he's like, he knows that everybody's getting fucked, like, so he's kind of got like this like
He gets to the
devil
point,
angel
yeah.
on his shoulder.
He gets to the point where he's just like, whatever. It's just me now. Like,
Yeah.
And then like there's a large amount of like he has this sense of betrayal. Like even though nothing's like going
Oh my God,
on.
when you're escaping, or when you're on Guarma and that lady's leading you through the cave,
Yeah.
and
Like
she
that-
asks
yeah,
for more money, and
exactly.
he just fucking chokes her out. And even I was just like,
Granted, she was a little bit of a bitch, but that's besides
yeah.
the point. Like it's crazy the amount of and I'll tell you, to end this little tangent that we went on about Red Dead, in those final moments, there was a part that fucking wrecked me. Like Hodor wrecked me. Like, so I can't even talk about it without like getting fucking choked
okay,
up.
good, because I don't want you to talk about it. right now.
No. I'm dodging. I'm walking through a minefield, obviously, but it
No, I
it
agree.
only speaks to the amount of time and effort that they put into fully immersing you into this game. It's fucking awesome. God, I love that game so much. So we're Red Dead for that.
Yeah, no. One of the
Best
other
ongoing
choices.
game. We'll skip that. Game of the year.
Hands down, Red Dead.
Well,
Assassin's Creed, Celeste, God of War, Marvel, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, it's all Monster Hunter.
Fuck
Hands
yeah,
down, Red Dead.
It's gotta. I have no other choice besides Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Like God of War did not even immerse me this much as much as
absolutely.
Red Dead 2 has.
Absolutely. It's got to be Red Dead. So this is our last episode of this season. So when I first started this podcast, I really wasn't thinking it was going to go anywhere.
And it hasn't.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, Dr. Nick and I, we started it, and I started it, not knowing what is going on. Like, I just went into it thinking, well, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's see where it goes. You know?
It's a thing to do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah,
let's talk about stuff and post it on the internet.
Yeah, and see what happens.
Interwebs.
You know what I mean? And it did. It picked up a lot of traction. You know what I mean? And then Dr. Nick had to leave the podcast, and then I happened upon you guys, asked you guys, and you guys willingly accepted. And I have never had more fun talking about the shit that I love than I have with you guys here.
Oh yeah.
Like I was saying, when you and Dr. Nick were doing the podcast, and it was the E3 one, and I can't remember which one of you guys asked me. I think you asked me to be on it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's our episode about E3, and we want you to come talk about it. And like the week leading up to that, I was just like, let's fucking do this. Like, I am so fucking ready.
Yeah.
And then it's like I just fucking just information overload.
Yep.
Everything just came out, and I was like, yeah, let's do this again sometime.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah.
And that was the thing, is like that was one of my reasons for choosing you, Nick, and you, Derek, because we had you guys as guests.
Right.
Yeah.
Last time we had you on E3, Nick, and Derek, we had you on the Doctor Who episode.
Right.
And just the way we all played off of each other, I was just like, well, I can do this with them.
Well, and I loved doing that. And, even then I wanted to do more episodes, but there was definitely kind of an air of, well, unless you're an expert on this topic, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And, and I don't think that needs to be like that, because, that's the cool thing, is that where I'm deficient in a certain subject, Cole knows everything about it, and it's kind of cool to not just play off each other, but,
Or
it's nice to have...
With, wrestling, where
Yeah.
you're more versed in wrestling than he is.
Right.
Like, we each
and
have
it's
stuff that we can go off.
Exactly, because it's really nice to be able to ask each other questions that someone else listening to the podcast might have and not be able to voice real time.
Absolutely. And that's why I think this dynamic works so much.
Right.
Is because that we all have deficiencies in certain aspects, but we can ask each other these questions.
For me, it was mostly I was all hyped to do the E3 episode, and I was living off of that for weeks. I was like, you guys hear this podcast that I was on? It was recorded here in town, and I was just I was all about that. And then we started doing it as a group, and for me, it's my passion is just anything geeky or techie in general. That's kind of just why I started getting into streaming. And if there's any chance of any of that taking off in any sort of way, then I'm all 100% on board with it.
Yep, exactly. And see where you're more tech game based, and you're more anime versed. You're more wrestling and I'd say pop culture.
Right.
And I'm wrestling and comic. It fits. It fits, and it's great.
Does.
And I'm just glad to have you guys.
I'm glad to be here.
I'll definitely repeat that sentiment. I remember when you asked me to be on the first time, just as a guest with you and Nick. I remember thinking, I was I kept racking my brain. I'm what would be a good topic that I'm well versed in, that those two would enjoy conversing with me on, And then I heard the Dragon Ball episode, so I'm all right, the anime seeds have been sown. Maybe I could talk them into hey, here's 10 anime you should be watching or you should check out,
Right.
And then kind of branch off, hey, you like Doctor Who, you like Game of Thrones, you like superheroes, okay, here's an anime for you.
Yeah.
Kind of how we did for My Hero.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's another thing I like about it, because like, you know, I had never even heard of My Hero, and now view my Funko collection
Yeah.
with nothing but My Hero
I'm
shit
so
all
fucking
over
glad
the place.
You guys
you
love
know?
this shit.
I did. I enjoyed it. And see, and that's another thing, is that it not only just like, it's not only something that I like to do, it's something that like I immerse myself into. It's something that's in part of my life. Now I'm watching these animes, playing
Right.
these different games, because I was a niche gamer, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but now like I'm looking at all these independent titles, and I'm looking at all of these strategy and RPG titles that I wouldn't have looked at before without talking to you
Well,
guys.
And another thing is like, before this whole thing started, me and Cole actually had always been in like it was a
Constantly
pipe
talking
dream.
about
It was a pipe dream that we wanted to start like a podcast, you know, and it just kind of never took off and we never got around to it. I think mostly just because of schedules and like lack of equipment.
Yeah.
But and then all of a sudden this thing happened, and in my head I was like, oh dude, this is it. This is what we were trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
It's been a fun ride.
It's been a ton of fucking fun for sure.
What was your guys' favorite episode?
Resident Evil, just because that's one of my favorite video game series of all time. And every other episode that we had where we were like reading about the different facts and everything, I was totally down for. But like reading about Resident Evil and then instantly being flooded with like the memories of that game, you know, just like coming back to me, just like a tunnel vision, like Vietnam flashback, like Tyrant, like, you know, like it just, that was probably my favorite one to talk about. And I probably could have talked about it without, you know,
Even having a script.
or a guideline or anything. So
Yeah.
that was my favorite.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Resident Evil is very near and dear to my heart. I loved talking about it. We were also very animated about that game as well. So I think that one was my favorite, and close second would have to be Great Scots and Gigawatts, just because I love Back to the Future. But definitely Resident Evil, just because like I think it was one of the best overall experiences, just
Yeah.
because we had all had the experience.
I
with
think
the game.
as long as we're mentioning close seconds, my close second would have to be, what was the all women's pay-per-view called?
We Evolution.
Yeah,
WWE Evolution.
Evolution. That
Chicks can do stuff
just
now.
because of like
Evolution.
the like the iconic status of it, and you know we haven't, besides, you know, Jesus, we had like another actual legitimate guest on here, and you know it was somebody that, you know, Angela hadn't really watched wrestling at all, save for like the other pay-per-view event that we saw, and just like the fact that how good that event was.
Yeah,
like
that-
it was so good.
It was amazing.
Okay, so I'm going to break this, well, short-lived, like two-person had already done it, tradition. And I'm going to first off say number one, like my favorite episode, as far as the actual podcast episodes, would be the Stanley episode. Because I mean that it doesn't get bigger than Stan Lee to me, you know,
Or more
that's-
personal.
That's yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no one who is into pop culture that, whether they know it directly or not, that Stan Lee hasn't influenced.
And to me,
You know.
that was an episode that, I mean, I guess next to the Tim Burton episode, where I learned the most that I had not
Right.
known about a single subject. Like, because I thought, you know, my knowledge of Stan Lee, like, and what he did to get everything started is just, yeah, he created a bunch of these comic book characters, and then to me it was just like, hey, let's call this Marvel Entertainment and let's crank out some superheroes. Like, that's, to me, that's what it was. I didn't know that he like stepped up through all these different rungs of what he had to go through to get to where he was, and like I loved learning about all of that.
He sounds like a 60-year-old chain-smoking woman. Hey, honey. Hey, why don't you come on over here?
I'll give you a little.
Hey,
Why aren't you giving your auntie a kiss?
Oh, it's just Rocco, Ed.
No, okay, so that's my episodic one. Beyond that, I definitely do want to say how much I've enjoyed the D&D live streams for the primary reason being that that's not something I've done before. It's something I've always been curious about trying, and so it's just been really fun learning and, you know, just kind of dipping a toe into another aspect of, you know, a culture that I'm so fond of.
So, I have 3 and an honorable mention. My honorable mention is the Resident Evil podcast. Just because I love those games so much, and being able to shoot the shit about those games is definitely something I'll take the chance every chance I get. And then all 3 of them are kind of in no order particularly. I really, really love my first episode of the wrestling.
Yeah.
So the which one was it? The Hell in the Cell.
HE double hockey sticks in a cell.
Well, just because it was my first foray into that, and it was kind of nerve wracking for me, just because, like, you know, here I am, a guy that knows like next to nothing about wrestling, and you guys really kind of, you know, arms wide open. You know, you guys definitely treated me well.
With arms wide open,
You'll learn some wrestling.
You know,
Welcome to the ring.
We'll suplex everything.
my second episode would have to be The Great Scots and Gigawatts, just because I fucking love those movies now.
I'm so glad that you got to watch
Those
those.
movies are so good, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm happy for that.
That's awesome.
I would say that my first episode, or my first pick is absolutely my favorite, is the Stan Lee one. Just because, you know, I know him, I know about him, I know that he's an incredibly groundbreaking person in terms of, you know, entertainment and pop culture and such. But watching you guys, all 3 of you, you know, kind of pour your heart out into this, and, you know, just explaining how you love this man a ton. I really liked that episode a ton, and the way that you had planned everything out, I thought was really compelling, really good.
I'm glad, and that's another thing that I've loved about doing this is showing you, Cole, showing you wrestling, and showing you things that you didn't know about. You know what I mean? Like, and it's for all of us. Like a lot of the things that, you know, like the Tim Burton episode, I didn't know half of the things about Tim Burton that I just put in our guideline. And I just think one of my honorable mentions also is one of them, our first shoot the shit episode. That episode was fun.
Oh yeah, one of them.
Oh yeah, one of them. Ronnie, is that your raping wig? Oh yeah, one of them.
Oh yeah, one of them. Here's the thing. I don't have health insurance.
Oh man, but this podcast has been a blast, and I cannot wait to see what season 3 holds for us. I think we have something special, and I'm happy to see all the progress that we're making.
Absolutely.
As far as viewership, as far as fans on Patreon and things like that. I'm so happy with the progress, and I can't wait to see what season 3 holds.
Hell yeah.
Me neither.
So we wanted to thank you all for not only listening in, but contributing, asking questions, just having fun, sharing, reviewing, giving us 5 stars on our Facebook page. We love that the most. We will be posting throughout the month that we're out. We'll get bloopers and some extra content. We'll probably do some live streams and stuff. So don't think that we're just gonna go dark as far as our content is concerned.
Tasteful nudes as well.
Yeah. You'll be able to.
Exclusive.
We'll have a calendar as well.
We'll have a calendar, or what is it? One of those weekly Adventist type calendars.
We should do a calendar like on the IT Crowd, where it's just 12 months of sad nerds.
I'm with it. Patreon exclusive.
in gloomy poses.
As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at NerdCourt Podcast.
And you can email us at nerdcourtpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you're looking to shoot the shit, learn wrestling, learn gaming, anime, or any of that other shit that we talk about with us, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/nerdcourtpodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers to t-shirts to giveaways and bonus content. So for the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole Semper.
Derek Reese.
And I'm Nick Lewis.
We'll see y'all in January.